high on the Tibetan plateau, where the air grows thin and the sky stretches wider than the mind can fathom, a realm of pure wonder unfolds. Here, ancient glaciers gleam like shards of celestial glass, their cobalt hues catching the sunrise in a silent symphony of light. Endless lakes mirror shifting heavens, emerald one moment, sapphire the next, while centuries-old monasteries perch on wind-swept ridges, their crimson walls echoing the chants of pilgrims who have journeyed for days to seek blessing. Each site we visit is a jewel in Tibet's crown, a portal where legend and landscape entwine. As you follow the serpentine curves of Highway 318 or stand beneath fluttering prayer flags, you'll feel a whisper of something timeless, a dance between the earth and the divine, inviting you to step beyond the ordinary and into a land where dreams and reality meld in breathtaking harmony. Karola Glacier. Legend has it that long ago, a celestial yak descended from the heavens in search of a cooling refuge for its mighty hooves. Where it stamped, the ice crystallized into brilliant cobalt flows, giving birth to what locals now revere as Karola Glacier. Shepherds who camp nearby swear they have heard murmurs on the wind, as if the glacier itself whispers its ancient origins. Perched at over 5,000 meters on the slopes of Nojin Kangtsang, Karola Glacier unfurls like a frozen river of sapphires. At dawn, the ice catches the first rosy hues of sunrise, glowing so intensely that travelers often pause mid-step, breath caught in their throats. Surrounding ridges, bathed in russet and gold, contrast sharply with the glacier's surreal blue, creating a panorama that feels more otherworldly painting than earthly vista. This glacier became a vital waypoint on the Friendship Highway, the leg of National Highway 318 that connects Lhasa with Shigatse and the Everest Base Camp. Caravans and jeeps alike pause here, not merely for rest, but out of reverence. Pilgrims toss handfuls of barley flour onto the ice as an offering, beseeching safe passage through the harsh mountain passes ahead. To truly feel Karola's magic, set out in the pre-dawn chill and trek along the icy moraine until you stand before the glacier's snout as the first light strikes its blue heart. Feel your pulse quicken as crimson and gold spill across the ice, then join a local lama beside fluttering prayer flags to share in a silent blessing, barley flour dancing on the wind like tiny stars. When the sun climbs higher, plant yourself on a rocky ledge and watch as the glacier's facets sparkle like a field of gemstones, camera forgotten as you lose yourself in the cathedral silence. In this silent cathedral of ice, every breath feels like a hymn. Namtso Lake. Called Heaven's Sea by Tibetans, Namtso Lake is said to have been created, where gods once gathered to bathe and revel. Their laughter, carried on mountain breezes, left ripples that solidified into the lake's mirror-like surface. Even today, pilgrims believe that washing one's face in its frigid waters brings divine protection. At an altitude of 4,718 meters, Namtso stretches some 70 kilometers from end to end, its waters shifting from deep sapphire to bright turquoise, depending on the sky's mood. Jagged sandstone cliffs rise at its northeastern shore, while whitewashed nomadic tents dot the western bank like pearls strung along a frozen necklace. As afternoon clouds drift across sunlit water, the lake transforms into a living kaleidoscope. Since time immemorial, the shores of Namtso have drawn devout pilgrims. Each year, tens of thousands complete a 65-kilometer circumnavigation on foot, yak, or horseback, leaving behind strings of prayer flags in colors that ripple in the wind. At the tiny Tashidor Peninsula, monks chant ancient sutras at the island temple, their voices weaving through empty air like incense smoke. Wake before dawn and follow the narrow trail along Namtso's rim, your footsteps the only sound until the sky blazes pink and gold. At Tashidor Peninsula, slip into the circle of chanting monks, incense curling toward the sun as you dip your fingers into the frigid water, each drop a promise of protection. As evening falls, pitch your tent on the wind-swept shore and lie beneath a blanket of stars so bright they seem within reach. Let the stillness of Tibet's sacred sea fill you with awe. Where lake and sky converge, the soul learns to fly. Basong Kuo Lake. Whispered by local storytellers, Basong Kuo is believed to reflect not only the sky above, but the deepest truths of one's heart. Travelers who gaze long into its glassy depths claim to glimpse visions of their future, be it triumphs, pitfalls, or the path that waits. Tucked into a verdant valley at 3,538 meters, this 14-kilometer lake arcs like a luminous crescent. Pine forests cloak its northern banks, while granite peaks dusted with snow rise to the south. At dawn, a gentle mist hovers above the water's surface, softening the world into pastel shades and lending the scene a dreamlike hush. Recognized by UNESCO and promoted as a 4A scenic area in 2001, Basong Suo has inspired poets and painters for centuries. In the spring, artists set up their easels along the shore, hoping to capture the lake's ethereal light before it vanishes with the morning sun. Nomadic families bring their herds here to drink and graze, maintaining a timeless rhythm of life. Glide across Basong Kuo's mirrored surface in a hand-carved wooden boat. the rhythmic splash of oars breaking the lake's perfect reflection as mist swirls in the morning light. Step ashore and wind through whispering juniper groves, following the scent of resin to a hidden waterfall that tumbles into a secret alcove, its roar the only companion to your footsteps. As dusk descends, find a rock on the western bank and witness the water transform into molten gold, each ripple a silent song of renewal. In its reflection, you find the world and yourself made new. National Highway 318. They say the road itself carries echoes of every traveler who has ever dared its curves, trotters, pilgrims, and intrepid explorers whose footsteps, wheels, and hooves have worn it into legend. Locals whisper that on moonlit nights, you can glimpse phantoms of ancient caravans drifting across high passes, their lanterns flickering like distant stars. Stretching over 5,400 kilometers from Shanghai to the Nepalese border at Jiangmu, the Tibetan segment of Highway 318 is a tapestry of extremes. One moment, you sweep past golden plains, where wild yaks graze beneath sapphire skies. The next, you climb through hairpin turns edged with snow-dusted peaks. Below, turquoise lakes like Yamdruk and Namtso flash through pine forests. Ahead, monolithic passes soar above 5,000 meters, offering panoramas so vast they steal your breath. Once a Silk Road offshoot, this highway became the famous Friendship Highway after China and Nepal formalized ties in the 1960s. Today, tea houses perch on cliff edges, where Tibetan elders sip buttered tea and invite weary travelers to share yak cheese and stories of old. Pilgrims mingle with trekkers at roadside gompas, their prayer wheels spinning in the wind as they chant for safe journeys. Embark on a multi-day trek in a sturdy jeep or motorcycle, feeling the engine's hum match your heartbeat as you conquer dizzying passes at dawn. Pause at cliff-edge monasteries to offer incense, then follow trails down to hidden turquoise lakes for a moment of silence. At night, camp under the Milky Way on the highway's broad shoulders. Watch shooting stars trace fleeting arcs above the road that never truly ends. Every kilometer is a new page in Tibet's epic tale. Nyingchi Peach Blossom Village. Legend holds that each blossom here was once a fairy's tear, shed in mourning for a lost love. As petals drift to the earth, they carry whispered wishes for eternal affection. So travelers say that couples who walk beneath these blossoms vow bonds that last beyond lifetimes. In early spring, the Gala Valley explodes into a sea of pink and white. branches bow under the weight of thousands of petals set against emerald hills and meandering streams. Mist curls between tree trunks in the cool morning air, and sunlight filtering through blossoms bathes the valley in a soft, rosy glow. The scene feels suspended in time, as if nature paused to compose its most delicate masterpiece. For centuries, local tribes have celebrated the Peach Blossom Festival, a vibrant convergence of dance, music, and poetry. Nomadic yak herders trade their woolen tents for festive stalls, offering sweet peach wine and handmade crafts. Emperors of old sent envoys here to record these blooms, and their carved stone inscriptions still stand at the valley's entrance, a testament to peach blossom's enduring allure. Join villagers in the square for energetic folk dances, where swirling robes mimic the flight of petals in the breeze. Sample freshly pressed peach wine at a wooden table beneath flowering branches, then follow a petal-carpeted path to a hidden grotto where elders recite love poems passed down through generations. As dusk falls, the valley glows like pastel embers, and soft music drifts on the air, each note a celebration of spring's fleeting magic. Here, every bloom tells a love story written by the wind. Sera Monastery. They say that Tsongkhapa himself blessed Sera's grounds, infusing its soil with the power of debate and dharma. On the day it was founded in 1419, legend holds that petals fell from the sky, an omen that this would become a center of spiritual illumination. Clinging to the slopes just north of Lhasa, Sera's ochre walls and crimson roofs cascade down the hillside in terraced tiers. Gilded finials glint in the sun, and prayer flags flutter like colorful wings across manicured courtyards. In the afternoon light, the monastery seems to breathe, its shadows shifting as clouds drift over distant mountain peaks. As one of the three great Gelug monasteries, Sera has long been a crucible of monastic scholarship. Twice daily, monks donning saffron robes gather in the courtyard for debate sessions that crackle with intellectual energy. Their clapping hands punctuate arguments, a rhythmic counterpoint to the soaring chants that echo through marble columns. Arrive just before debate hour to find a seat on a stone bench as monks volley questions and answers in rapid-fire exchanges, logic made palpable in every fiery handclap. Afterwards, wander through intricate chapels adorned with Thangka paintings that glow with resins and gold leaf. Sip buttered tea in a humble monk's tea house, listening as a lama shares anecdotes of spirited debates that shaped Tibet's spiritual heritage. Within these walls, thought becomes prayer in motion. Drepung Monastery. Generations whisper that hidden chambers beneath Drepung's grand halls once sheltered Dalai Lamas in secret retreats, their secret prayers echoing through vaulted corridors. Monks tell of an underground spring that grants clarity to those who meditate in the catacombs, its waters flowing beneath ancient mortar. Scenery perched high on a sun-drenched hillside just northwest of Lhasa. Drepung's snow-white walls and gilded roofs soar above terraced prayer lawns. From its courtyards, you gaze down on a mosaic of yak-grazed grasslands, winding rivers, and the distant silhouette of the Potala Palace, its red facade like a guardian watching over the valley. Founded in 1416, Drepung rose to become the largest monastery in the world, home to over 7,000 monks at its zenith. Its 7 colleges, Gomang, Losaling, Dayang, and more, crafted scholars whose debates and sutras shaped Tibetan thought. Pilgrims still traverse its narrow staircases, leaving butter lamp offerings at centuries-old chapels where murals depict the life of the Buddha in vibrant mineral pigments. Step into the cool hush of the main assembly hall at dawn, where the muted glow of butter lamps illuminates rows of kneeling monks. Follow a hidden stairway to the meditation caves carved into the hillside, each chamber imbued with hushed reverence and the faint scent of juniper incense. Later, climb to the viewpoint above the western terrace to watch the sun drench Lhasa's red rooftops in molten gold, feeling centuries of devotion stand beside you. Here, centuries of devotion still guide every whispered prayer. Tashilhunpo Monastery. They say the first Panchen Lama sculpted the colossal Maitreya statue here from tears of compassion, each droplet forming the statue's gentle features. Locals believe that at dawn, the eyes of Maitreya open just enough to shed blessings upon the faithful who gather at the monastery's feet. Scenery sprawling across the hillside overlooking Shigatse, Tashilhunpo's ochre walls and jade-green roofs climb toward the sky. The 26-meter Maitreya towers over the courtyard, its gilded surface glinting under the highland sun. Prayer wheels line every walkway, spinning in unison like a river of color and sound. Since its founding in 1447, Tashilhunpo has served as the traditional seat of the Panchen Lamas, second only to the Dalai. Grand halls hold priceless thangkas and ancient manuscripts, while silver-inlaid stupas guard the remains of past incarnations. During the Great Prayer Festival, masked cham dances fill the courtyards, reenacting mythical battles with drums, horns, and swirling robes. Before sunrise, join pilgrims at the base of Maitreya's statue, offering butter lamps that flicker like earthly stars. Wander through the inner sanctum, where monks chant sutras beneath painted ceilings of lotus blooms. Later, step into the festival grounds, if you're fortunate to visit during the prayer festival, where dancers in vivid costumes whirl in trance-like motion, the rhythm of drums echoing against the monastery walls. In each procession, the past steps forward to bless the present. Ganden Monastery. Legend tells of Tsongkhapa's vision atop Wangbur Mountain. Bathed in moonlight, he saw vessels of compassion pouring blessings across Tibet. That night, he vowed to build Ganden, its stones forever touched by that lunar grace. At over 4,300 meters high, Ganden perches on a windswept ridge, its crimson and white buildings carved into the rugged terrain. Mornings often cloak the monastery in swirling clouds, revealing spires and domes like islands in a sea of mist. Below, terraced fields undulate toward distant mountain ranges that dissolve into the sky. As the original seat of the Gelug tradition, founded in 1409, Ganden shaped centuries of monastic scholarship. Though partly destroyed during political turmoil, its ruins stand as monuments to resilience. Monks still trek from Lhasa at dawn, their prayer flags weaving patterns of color against the gray stone. Embark on the pilgrim's path from Sami Monastery, tracing footsteps that wind for miles before reaching Ganden's threshold. Join the morning puja in the main assembly hall, where the low drone of horns and the chant of litanies vibrate through ancient pillars. In late afternoon, walk the perimeter Kora beneath fluttering prayer flags, each step an offering carried off by the mountain breeze. Here, every stone hums with the power of renewal. Nangchen Village. Hidden in Qinghai's windswept highlands, Nangchen was once whispered to be a sanctuary for exiled scholars who carved their poems into its cliff faces by moonlight. Locals still speak of a secret grotto where these verses echo in the night breeze, guiding lost travelers home. Rolling grasslands ripple like emerald waves across a horizon framed by distant snow-capped peaks. Colorful gompas perch on rocky outcrops, their prayer flags dancing in the highland wind. Yak herds dot the plains, moving in slow, timeless caravans under an endless sky that deepens to indigo at dusk. Though administratively part of Qinghai, Nangchen shares the spiritual heartbeat of Tibet. Its festivals blend ancient Bon rites with Buddhist prayers, shamans chanting around fire circles, monks drumming in crimson robes, and villagers swirling in traditional dances beneath fluttering banners. The village's wooden houses, darkened by centuries of incense, hold generations of folk stories passed down through song. As dawn breaks, rise before the sun to saddle a sturdy pony and follow winding trails across the grasslands, breath mingling with the mist over hidden lakes. Stop by a family-run homestay to learn the art of yak hair weaving from local women whose nimble fingers spin legends into every thread. At twilight, gather around a communal bonfire with elders, sharing haunting, throat-singing melodies that seem to blend earth and sky into one. In this timeless village, every horizon feels like home. From glaciers that glow like fragments of stars to lakes that mirror heaven's own palette, and from monasteries echoing centuries of devotion to villages where poetry lives in stone, Tibet unfolds a tapestry of wonders that transcends imagination. In Kerala's silent ice cathedral, you feel the heartbeat of ancient legends. At Namtso's shores, you touch the line where sky and water become one. In Basongkuo's glassy depths, you glimpse your own hidden truths. The Friendship Highway weaves through emerald valleys and snow-capped passes, while Peach Blossom Village's rosy blooms whisper age-old love stories. Within Sera, Drepung, Tashilhunpo, and Ganden, every stone and prayer wheel carries centuries of faith. And in Nangken's endless grasslands, the wind itself seems to recite verse. Each destination is but a shard of Tibet's grand mosaic, calling you to wander where reality and reverie entwine. Which of these enchanted realms will you answer first? Share your dreams and questions below, and be sure to hit follow. Our next odyssey across the roof of the world awaits.